We previously showed you how to install Casalis on Ubuntu using Synology NAS. Following up on that, today we will show you how to install ZimaOS. We will demonstrate this using Synology as well. Now, we have noticed that installing ZimaOS on a virtual machine can be quite a hassle. This is because when we go to download ZimaOS, it typically downloads as an .img file. Let me show you. Yes, here it is, this .img file. Whenever we try to install an .img file, we have to convert it and go through various command line steps, which can be quite troublesome. Today, I will show you how to install it without any of those complications. We will just go to Google and search for ZimaOS ISO. Once we search, a GitHub page will appear first, as you can see here. From this page, we will head over to the Releases section right here. Let's click on Releases. After clicking, if you scroll down a bit, you will see several options available, allowing you to choose your preferred format for the installation. I can see the ISO file listed here. I will choose the ISO because booting from an ISO on a virtual machine is much easier for me. I have already downloaded this ISO file. In your case, a single click will bring up the download prompt like this, and you can download it. It is relatively small, only 1.38 gigabytes. Alternatively, if you want to download the .img file to create bootable media, you can do that too. As you can see, we are now on the home page, or rather, the control panel of the Synology NAS server. From here, we will go to the Virtual Machine Manager. Before we create a new system, I want to mention that if you want to install this on an independent PC, you can visit the How to Install Zima page. As you can see here, they have recommended the Balena Etcher option. You can download the software directly from here and use it to create a bootable disk. And they have written it right here. The GitHub page we redirected you to at the beginning of the video also has their How to Install guide, where they have provided these details. From there, you can choose any image file. For instance, if you want an image file, take that. If you want an ISO file, select the ISO. Then, just create the bootable drive using the downloaded etcher. I won't be going through that procedure here. So let's begin. Since I am installing this within the NAS, I am selecting Linux here. If you want to install this on a Synology NAS, please follow this procedure. From the next boot onwards, you will follow the normal procedure. Okay, we are selecting our hard disk here. From here, we are naming it ZimaOS. Okay, ZimaOS. Under CPU, we will select 2 cores. I have about 16 gigabytes of memory here, so I will allocate half of that, 8 gigabytes. For the video card, we will use vMBGA. Let's click Next. We will set the storage to around 50 gigabytes. Since we are just making a demonstration video, we don't need too much space. And as I mentioned earlier, we will choose a DHCP network. If we select static here, it won't get an IP address. So always keep in mind that you must choose DHCP here. Now, we will select the ZimaOS ISO file from here, although we don't really need a secondary ISO here. Those who use Synology sometimes want to use the VMM guest tool, in which case you can select that tool here as a secondary ISO. Next, the most important part. Under the firmware option, you must choose UEFI. If you're using a virtual setup, you must select UEFI. Okay, let's click Next. Our virtual machine configuration is pretty much complete. We just need to check power on the virtual machine after creation, and our virtual machine setup will be done. Let's click Done here. So, let's check it out once it boots. The rest of the procedure is exactly the same as how you would install it on a normal, independent system. The remaining steps will follow the exact same process. We can see that our ZimaOS is preparing. The following options are only for those who are installing directly on an independent PC. For those installing on a virtual machine or Synology, this is the entire setup procedure. Okay, we are connecting now. Once connected, you can see that the ZimaOS installation interface has appeared. Here, we will simply press Enter. Pressing Enter will take us to the next option. We need to wait here for a little bit. There you go. As you can see, our next option has appeared, and it shows Install ZimaOS or Reboot. We will simply press Enter here, and it displays the hard drive we selected, which is around 50 gigabytes. Here too, we will press the down arrow and select OK. And here we will select the left button and click Yes. After that, it asks us again, and we will click Yes once more. And now, the partition we allocated is being wiped, which means it is formatting. It will extract its own files there and set it up automatically according to its requirements. So as you can see, we don't need much time here. In just a few seconds, the entire setup process is taking place. You can see it is already at 67%. So ZimaOS is very easy. What I've noticed is that ZimaOS's booting time and various other features seem quite good compared to Synology, although I am more comfortable with Synology. But for those who use Synology, they might not prefer other systems. However, I would suggest trying Zima, as you might find it quite appealing as well. I personally found several features of Zima to be quite impressive. Particularly, I really like Zima's interface and the vast application options, as well as their vendors. So, let's see, we will wait a little bit. The rest of our setup process is currently running. As you can see, our ZimaOS is installed. Our ZimaOS got installed in a very short amount of time. And as you can see here, our IP address has appeared. Since we selected dynamic, we can see that our ZimaOS has installed on an IP from our dynamic IP pool. We can see that the IP address 10.10.20.4 has appeared here. So let's do something now. Let me show you. Right here in this section, our IP address has appeared. So now, what we will do is enter this IP address to see if our 10.10.20.4. Okay, our ZimaOS is setting up. As you can see, our ZimaOS has successfully loaded. For the language, we will select English. You can change the language here if you would like. There's a wide variety of language options available. Feel free to choose whichever you prefer. I will click on Next. Here, you need to create a username. I will enter a simple username, Wahid. Next, we need to set a password. I will enter WA2020 for the password. Okay, this is just for demonstration purposes. Let's see if this works. As you can see, it was successful. Click No Thanks. We do not need to choose any of these options for now. We will head straight to the dashboard. Next 3, here, it will prompt you to connect our apps. If you are using a PC, you can link the ZimaOS desktop application. I will show you how to connect and use that in another video. This was just the basic installation. As you can see, compared to CasaOS, which has fewer options, ZimaOS offers significantly more features and settings. From here, you can go into the settings. Inside settings, we have the General tab. In the General section, if you want, you can view the LAN IP. Under Device Info, it displays your system specifications, showing a Core i3 4th generation processor. It also details how much RAM I allocated and the VMware SVGA adapter information. Over here, it provides storage-related information. Under Network, the connection is set to DHCP. If you want to change this, you will need to switch to Manual, where you can change the IP address. Keep in mind that after saving your changed IP, you must switch to a static network, or you can pre-select a static network configuration right here. Okay, that is all for now. We have successfully completed the installation process. And from here, you have the File Manager, which you can use directly, or you can access from the dashboard after installing the client. Afterwards, you can use this anywhere. You don't need to configure IP forwarding, and no router configuration is required. You can manage and use everything right from here. Next, as you can see, we have navigated from the dashboard to the App Store. The App Store offers a huge collection of apps. I think you should explore this on your own. In ZimaOS, I feel that compared to other home servers or home labs, there are far more options and opportunities available here. It is extremely straightforward. For beginners who are setting up a home lab for the first time and want to avoid any hassle, preferring a simple, one-stop experience similar to Android, ZimaOS is a great choice. It has been designed specifically with that kind of simplicity in mind. You can also see many more options here for remote access and home cloud integration. Additionally, if you want to install Cloudflare, that is available too. For the Cloudflare Tunnel, you don't need to do anything complicated, just install it. Input your Cloudflare token and it will connect. It is incredibly simple and straightforward. I don't think any other application platform makes this process quite as effortless. In the next video, I will show you how to set up the ZimaOS client on your mobile device and PC, how to use it, and how to access it from other external networks. I will cover all of that in the upcoming video. That is all for today. Let us know in the comments if there is anything else you'd like to know, or if there are other applications you want us to review. See you next time. Goodbye.